Thank you. You're very kind. You haven't heard the talk yet, so it may not be worthy of a clap. Thanks for the intro as well, and thanks to the Cornwall Vegans for having me along today. So, yeah, as I've been introduced, I'm Rob Masterson, and I've been vegan just over 5 years now. So, we do it as quite a practical guide to living, and perhaps more importantly, eating vegan, in what sometimes can be quite a non-vegan world out there. And my background is I work in construction, that's my day job, and I live in Exeter, despite the West Midlands accent. And I work all around the country, and people say to me, Rob, how do you do that? You live in quite a rural community, you work all around the UK, you travel a lot overseas. How do you maintain being vegan, and how do you become vegan? How did you become vegan in the first place? Hopefully over the next 40 minutes or so, these 10 steps I'll show you. What I do like to do at the start of any of my talks is just do a poll and to establish my audience. So, are there any vegans in the audience? So, no awkward questions. That's probably most of the audience then. Any non-vegans? Okay, well, and thinking of transitioning, go away? Okay, yeah. Well, you certainly come to the right place this morning or this afternoon. So, 10 steps to vegan. We're a very small organisation, there's only me and another volunteer. She covers the north of the country and I cover sort of from Birmingham downwards. And we try to get out to the festivals and events and hopefully impart our knowledge. And we help individuals and groups go vegan and remain vegan, and also, more importantly, eat a healthy diet. So these 10 steps really demonstrate it and how it can be done. So, first step, finding the motivation. So, I always like to start with the cons or maybe the barriers that people have about becoming vegan. So, can anybody think of a few? There are a few hints there on the screen. What was that? Travelling, yeah. So, I think it's step 7 or 8. There's a handy little guide, there's also an app as well that I'll tell you about. But yeah, travelling is a big one. Also dealing with friends and family, and we've got a little section on that as well as one of their steps, a guide to help not only get through social occasions, but actually to influence how people think and they feel about the lifestyle choice that me and my partner have made. So the pros, those are the main ones for me. I think we all have a preference as well. Obviously animal rights in the top left hand corner there, and that's lemonade from Edgar's Mission if anybody wants to sponsor it. I sponsor it on a yearly basis. The environment, I'll touch on the environment a bit later on, but if anybody's got Netflix, go home, watch Cowspiracy, tell all your friends to watch Cowspiracy as well, and hopefully that'll plant some seeds. And then health and well-being. And I think I like to tell personal stories, and you'll get to hear quite a few of my own personal stories in the next 10 steps, but I haven't felt fitter, healthier than I think forever. I think even in my late teens and early 20s I haven't felt this good and this full of energy. So setting your goals, second step. I don't know if anybody's heard of the January campaign, but that's a campaign in January. The Vegan Society also do a pledge. The Viva do a pledge. So I think if we want to encourage other people, and there's a high proportion of vegans in the audience, perhaps encourage their friends and family to take on those pledges. But what I would say is I went vegan overnight from vegetarian to vegan, and I've never looked back since, and that's because I watched a film about the dairy industry called Peaceful Kingdom, and I just thought I can't be part of this cruel system now. But I would say to some people, slow down. My best friend, who's very keen on his triathlons, he's done Ironman events as well, and he was vegetarian for years, and he was vegetarian, and he was drinking soy milk and having oat milk in his coffee, and I said, Rich, he said it's just a cheese for me, and he did it very slowly. And through the conversations I had with him and telling him about dairy-free cheese and cheeses that are out there mainstream, I gradually planted some seeds, and he tried it to a point where just one day he didn't tell anybody. He didn't even tell me, my partner. 3 months he'd been vegan, and we said, Rich, you should try vegan in January. He said, no, I couldn't do that. And we said, oh, go on, you can do it. He said, no, because I've been vegan for 3 months. Well, we said, still sign up for the newsletter. and also it boosts their numbers. So he's never looked back since. So tried vegan for a month. A lot of people did it. The annual participants this year were 165,000. So that's a big number. For me, it's vegan lifetime. But I think it's important that as vegans we don't ask people to go vegan overnight, and they just do it at their own time. And most importantly, the next 8 steps hopefully shows us how we can stay vegan as well. So deciding what to eat. That used to be a bit of a challenge even 5 years ago, but I think the rise in veganism over the last few years has been exponential. And believe it or not, you can have good food as a vegan. You can have quite tasty food as well. You can also have burgers that taste even better than their meat equivalents. You can also have hot pots. You can have scrambled tofu. Has anybody in the audience not tried scrambled tofu? You need to try scrambled tofu. Even the airlines now do scrambled tofu. So United Airlines, if you're flying over, somebody that really surprised in the audience there, so if you're ever flying over to East Coast America and find United Airlines, order the vegan breakfast and it's tofu scrambled. That's how mainstream veganism is getting. It's not just a plate of food or a bowl of salad anymore. Pancakes. I must say I'm the only vegan as well. I think that's not the next slide, that's the next good one. I'm the only vegan, by the way, that hasn't got sweet tooth. So, curries, chili con carnes, and lots of meals that I ate, stir fries and curries, can be veganised so easily now. So it's not too much of a challenge really. Cakes. This is the slide I always skip over, but there's probably lots of cakes out there that everybody else has seen apart from me. So believe it or not, there are that many egg places now that you can use, and a lot of high street chains now are putting vegan cakes on in their displays. So, making this for breakfast, lunches, dinners, snacks, and what I said earlier, consider foods that are already vegan, and adapt foods to be vegan, and have the recipes there ready with you when you go shopping, and it makes shopping and cooking and preparation far easier. Which takes me on to step 4. If anybody doesn't know, Tesco have got a new range, and it's called Wicked Kitchen. So the owner of a raw vegan food chain called SAF, Derek Sarno, has been employed as the director of plant-based innovation by Tesco's, and Tesco's have got their own vegan range. Sainsbury's, last January, their turnover of non-dairy cheeses and milks went up by 400% in January. Co-op, again, a very good ethical store. They do have lots of fair trade food there as well, and they label all their food up vegan on the front where it is. Somebody said to me a couple of years ago, they said, Rob, isn't it difficult being vegan going shopping? I said the most difficult thing is picking that package up and just turning it around and seeing what the ingredients are. And it's become even easier for us now. They actually mark them in bold what the allergens are. Holland and Barrett, if you're ever thinking pork pies, sausage rolls that are vegan, believe it or not, they've got some vegan options in their chiller there. I'm going to go to Holland and Barrett in Birmingham, and I have bad eating up there, so yeah, that's my little treat. Closer to London, Plains Organic, Green Bay, the vegan store in Birmingham. I've got to give a plug for our founder, Chrissy Wayland, as well, the vegan tuck box. So if you do want a vegan delivery tuck box, you can get that as well. So big businesses and supermarkets are just realising veganism is on the rise, and companies only really want to do 2 things: stay out of trouble and make money. So I love this quote, I came for this one, and the other guys, they said, I don't understand that, Rob, but people say, oh, I can be vegan, Rob. And the lady that works with me, she said, I can be vegan, Rob. I said, well, Kerry, what did you have for your Sunday lunch? She said, well, I had chicken, then I had sprouts, then I had potatoes, carrots, beans. I said, well, there's only one item of food there that wasn't vegan. She said, oh, no. I didn't think that. Don't look at those first aisles. The first aisles in the supermarket are all your fruit and veg, aren't they? Check out whole food stores, health food stores, and also online as well. This is one of my favourite sections about reading labels. Everybody knows about Pret a Manger? Pret a Manger are brilliant. They actually label all their items up as vegan if they are at the front, and they don't put it's more vegan. It's there, loud and proud. I took this photograph actually to show you how many vegan avocado and chipotle flatbreads were actually going that day. So they were just flying off the shelves. And I think a lot of non-vegans are actually eating vegan and eating vegan inadvertently now. Pret also had a pop-up called Veggie Pret down in, I think it was just outside Shoreditch in London. That's now a permanent fixture. They've got a second pop-up, and I think they're getting a third pop-up later on in this year. So it really comes back down to businesses are just getting on this bow wave of veganism. So it's becoming so easy for all of us to eat out vegan. Waitrose on their hot meals and soups, they're actually marking vegan on the front. So we haven't got to turn those packets over to check that they're vegan anymore. That's what I mentioned earlier. Has anybody tried those meals? They're not the cheapest, are they? But what do you think? You like them, they're really good, aren't they? They also do a vegan pizza as well. And those fly off the shelves, you have to get in the day that they deliver those. I can see a few people nodding in the audience there. So check those out, they're brilliant. I've just added this slide in because it's probably my favourite slide because it's beer. And somebody said to me, well, you can't drink as a vegan. Well, you can. There's actually a website called barnivore.com, and you can actually check that your beer, your wine or your cider hasn't got any isinglass in it. So I don't know if people know about isinglass, but that's what they use to clarify beers, wines and spirits. Again, it was quite proportionate for me. I said I went vegan 5 years ago. I perhaps wasn't aware that my beer or some of my drinks weren't vegan. So, again, I think for me it's about intent. So if I know I can check something out on Barnivore and it's vegan, that's fine. If there's a bit of a grey area and I'm in a social situation, I think I have to be a bit pragmatic. I know most of the Belgian beers I have will be vegan, and I know the regular beers, Corona, is also vegan as well. And if you shop for wine as well, Co-op label there, wine's up as vegan. So again, there's so many choices out there for us. Oh yeah, that's the back of the label. I don't know if anybody knows as well the Vegan Society. I think the Vegan Society earn quite a lot of money out of it, so their branding. I think I've got a larger logo of that later on in the slides. Oh, there we go, that's big. That's another good app. I don't know if you've got an iPhone, I don't know if it's in the Android store or any other or Windows store, but that's an app there you can get and you can check your food. I think you can actually scan labels as well to check that things are vegan. But see, as I touched on earlier, European legislation came in about allergens in December 2014. So by law now, small independent restaurants, bars, pubs have to give you that food information by law. So it's become, in 2014, my life as a vegan just overnight became so easier. Chain restaurants and supermarkets, their labelling is getting better and better and better. I go into the noodle and bento chain. There's one in Birmingham New Street Station, which I've travelled through quite a lot. And there are quite a few chains in London, and they're called Wasabi. And I said to them, guys, you've got some really good vegan options here, but you're not marking them up as vegan. It just said veg, and they listed the allergens. Guess what? Just before Christmas, they started marking them up as vegan. Now what I would say about this next step, I'm not a qualified nutritionist, I've just done a basic online course on nutrition. So I can just give you a few hints and guides, but I obviously can't give you any advice. But what I would say is, I've had my well-man check at 40. I know you can't believe it, but I'm over 40. But I've had that, and that came through clear, and that was after being back for 3 years being vegan. But I love this book. This is by Dr. Michael Greger. If you ever get opportunity to meet Dr. Greger, he's based in Washington DC, but he does travel around Europe. And I think the book is just absolutely superb. It just says exactly what that paint says. It does exactly what it says on the tin. He's got a YouTube channel. He does a Facebook Live and people can ask him questions, and when he's doing his Facebook Live every week, he's actually on a treadmill, so he's getting his exercise as well as doing his questions. So that's a brilliant book. That hasn't come out too well. So, for those of you who can't see, that's nutritional yeast. And we had a question earlier on at the vegan question time about B12, and really that's an essential vitamin for keeping nerves and blood cells healthy. I do take a B12 supplement when I remember, which isn't very often, it's probably about once a month. But I tend to have fortified foods, so in terms of sprinkling that on pasta dishes maybe. Also have Marmite and try to get fortified milks as well. Vitamin D12, so we normally get that through the sun, and as we can tell we haven't had much in the way of sun this year as well. So it may pay to supplement your diet with a vitamin D, which helps immune and nervous systems. Calcium, I mean this one always makes me laugh when people say, oh well you need coconut for calcium, you know, make your bones strong. My partner's mum, she's in her 80s now and she's got coconut all her life and she has to take calcium supplements, so I can't understand what all that's about. But you can see, you can get that through collard greens. Sources of iodine as well, we had a question about that, so it helps the body's metabolism. I love seaweed, I love Japanese fruit and I love seaweed as well. Omega-3, you know, people say, oh well you need to eat fish for omega-3. You can see all those sources there, broccoli, nuts, almonds. Selenium, the thyroid function, Brazil nuts there. What I would say is, I think, if you're eating a healthy, balanced diet, there's no reason why you can't have good nutrition and good health, and even thrive on that as well. We do recommend the Vegan Society do a baseline chewable multivitamin tablets as well. And again, it's like when I remember to take those and take them. Vegan Society also do a nutrition tracker as well, and that's on the it's certainly in the App Store as well, and you can actually put in what you're having to monitor your nutrition daily. So as I say, I'm not a nutritionist. If you do want any further information, Veganuary have got a good guide there within their starter kit. What I would say, and I should have said at the start of the talk, I'm not precious about these slides, so if anybody wants to take a photograph of them on an iPhone or whatever, they can do. And finally on nutrition, you can see the Vegan Society do a vegan plate there, and again, their resources are very good, so if you do want to know any specifics about nutrition then, there's the website. Again, available on Netflix, What the Health. It was actually produced and directed by Tina's Cowspiracy. It's £10.37, it's probably the best £10.37 you'll actually buy. And it's available on Netflix if you've got that as well. So a bit of a summary, the US Seventh-day Adventists and other research say that animal products aren't really needed for excellent health. Generally as vegans, we've got a lower risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, or certain cancers. So, step 7, and this is one of my favourite steps, finding vegan-friendly restaurants. If anybody hasn't got that app, you need to get it now. It's free. I think when I got it, you pay for it. I think it's free, but you get adverts on it. And anywhere in the world you are, I'll just stand back so you can take a photograph of that. It's GPS enabled, and you can search for vegan places, vegetarian places with vegan options, Main Street places with vegan options. It's all there. There's a new one as well called Vanilla Bean, and that's available on the web and mobile, and that's a UK-based one, so you get more detail, but I don't think as many places are included in my own experience. But the lady who's developing it, Jenny, she's developing it at speed, I think it's only been going literally a year, so obviously it's got some catching up to Happy Cow, but again that's another good resource. My order of preference, I love Yo Sushi. Yo Sushi for me is probably one of the more powerful restaurants because they don't just have a vegan menu, they put vegan options on the main menu, so you don't even have to ask for a vegan menu when you go in there, and also non-vegans can think, oh I like the look of that, and again it's planting seeds that perhaps vegan food is quite tasty. Zzz's, vegan pizza, probably don't need to say any more about that, do I? Classic Wines, they've got a separate vegan menu. If you like Mexican, it is quite limited, but again there's vegan options. Cozy Club, we've got actually two in Exeter, I'm not too sure in Falmouth or any of the bigger in Penzance where there are a Cozy Club there. There's certainly two, and again they've got a separate vegan menu there, so if you want to go to brunch or evening meal, you can do so. Pret, that's probably only the third time I mentioned Pret. The veggie Pret as well. Wasabi, not so much in the southwest, but if you're ever up in London or the West Midlands, there's quite a few there. Probably people think, why has Rob put Toby Carvery on there before everybody shoots them down in flames? Toby Carvery have got about 3 or 4 vegan options. So when partner and I go out with our mums, they're non-vegan, they can have carvery, and we can actually eat vegan as well. So we're not excluding them, we're not being excluded from family outings. Again, you've got an excellent eating out guide as well, and that just basically lists all the chain restaurants there and what options you can have, and some quite surprises in there. There are options in Nando's and places where you wouldn't think you could eat vegan. So, step 8, thinking about friends and family. I think I said earlier that I try not to get into arguments with people about veganism. I think it's perhaps a negative way to go down. And I think there has been a lot of acceptance from my friends and family over the last 5 years to the point where now they're recommending vegan places for me to go and eat. So I think hopefully I've done a successful job in influencing my friends and family to perhaps a more compassionate lifestyle. So Albert Einstein, I think for the last couple of years of his life, I read somewhere he was vegetarian, so most intelligent man in history, if they're going to argue against him, then carry on with that. But what I would say is, there's some difficult questions out there, guys. Just be prepared, do your research, do your homework. If you are to get challenged. Interestingly, I was cycling in India last month, and somebody asked me why I was vegan. There was only 3 vegans out of 30 hours. And he was a paediatrician specialising in childhood obesity, and he was quite challenging to me about the vegan diet. So I brought it back to, not the facts, but brought it back to my own stories, how I felt fitter and healthier. Let's just say I was one of the first to finish every day, and he was one of the latter ones to finish every day. So again, the story sort of speaks for itself. Take food when you go into family celebrations. Take your own vegan food, even if they put your vegan food on for you, which they do now more and more. Take your own, because that's a good way of activism. You can take food that's tasty there. In fact, at my friend's 40th, his mum put all their vegan food out on the table. By the time Alison and I actually got to food, it had all gone. Somebody came up to me and said, really nice, it's vegan food, Rob. I said, yeah, you know, believe it or not, we don't eat grass or leaves or whatever you think we do eat. And I like some, by the way. So, yeah, it's a good way of activism, I think. Step 9, I think, I don't like really saying you become more vegan as time goes on, but I think you become more conscious of what you're doing to animals, to the planet, to your own health, not just only for your food. So we phased out all our non-vegan household products my partner uses Lavera makeup and beauty products. You can't see it very well there, but Superdrug, they've actually got a range called Berty, and all their products are vegan. So for moisturiser and shaving foam and other men's toiletries, I generally go to Superdrug, and it doesn't break the bank either. So again, big businesses are realising that vegans and perhaps a lot of people want to be more compassionate in their life. Those are the labels to look out for. I think I've shown the Vegan Society one before, cruelty-free. And do people know the difference between cruelty-free and vegan? It's quite subtle. Cruelty-free is not tested on animals but may have animal products in it. But vegan, there's no animal products in it as well. You'll see PETA approved as well on some products that come out from the States. I used to subscribe to Ethical Consumer. I haven't renewed the subscription this year. It's one of those long lists of things that I need to do this year. And again, if I'm buying clothes or buying consumable goods, I generally go to Ethical Consumer because I want to be only imparting my money on companies that do good to animals, to the planet, and don't use sweatshops. So I think the subscription is about £30 a year. It's £30 to my mind, it's very well spent. I try not to promote companies also that promote businesses that exploit animals as well. So I've certainly become more conscious over that over the last few years. And when people say they're taking their kids to the zoo, well, perhaps suggest to them that maybe you want to take them to an animal sanctuary rather than go to the zoo. Animals through research, they're actually here today behind us as well. That's another question I'll get asked about, well, you know, we need medical testing because, you know, disease, but we can support alternatives. I haven't got a slide in here as well about charities. Animal Aid have actually got a good document on their website about supporting charities that don't test on animals as well. So, and again, all of this is very staged approach, and I think we've got to encourage people to become vegan before we perhaps keep suggesting that you know, we can do more not to harm the animals. So getting support. It's lovely to see everybody here today. It's lovely to see such a good festival. This is your second one here today, and it looks like it's been very successful. I do a lot of work and volunteer work for Exeter Defence for Animals. So if you're ever up in Exeter, we're quite a friendly community up there. So get support. That's my partner and one of our other friends, Exeter Defence for Animals. But sometimes it can be quite a lonely place. Being vegan, I'd say it's not been a lonely place for me. I've not had this many friends, and I would say friends, they're not just acquaintances, friends since I was at university. So it's probably the most rapidly rising social justice movement of our days. So by all means, get support and be involved in these events. Got a bit of a plug as well. I don't watch the TV now. I just watch YouTube. So plant-based news on YouTube. They put about 2 videos out each week. Again, my lad's only lives in Taunton, but probably live in London. And they do some very good videos there on a range of subjects, including animal rights, including the environment. So yeah, look on YouTube when you get home. Veganuary, but Veganuary were actually approached by the publishers to produce this book. I've got a copy in my bag down there, going to just have a bit later. And I think it's £8.99 on Amazon. So, for the vegans, perhaps you can buy it and give it to friends, birthdays or Christmas. Maybe Christmas would be a more appropriate time, but it's best £8.99 you'll ever spend. Veganuary actually approached by the publishers rather than them approaching the publishers, which is unknown of. So again, you know, this is how popular, this is how important veganism is becoming. The founders, who I know reasonably well, Jane and Matthew, they don't just shut up shop on the 31st of January. Veganuary is for the year as well, and there's all that help, support and guidance there on their website and social media. So if you have got any friends and family that are looking at going vegan, please get them to sign up. And please know that's it from me. Just thank you for being a brilliant audience. And thank you. That's not my dog, by the way. I wish I was fortunate to have a dog as lovely as that. That's my friend's dog. 11 stone Japanese Akita. Bailey's name is. So yeah, thank you for being a great audience. Thank you for listening.